Okay. Hi, I am Cheryl Fenner, the proud principal of the new Southeast Raleigh Elementary School.
And I'm Tamani Powell, and I work in the Office of Magnet Programs, and we are here to support the new Southeast Raleigh Elementary School. So you want to tell us what's going on over there?
Oh, very exciting times. This whole model of purpose-built community model has been really exciting for Southeast Raleigh Elementary School, as well as for Southeast Raleigh. The model involves Southeast Raleigh Promise, which is like a quarterback organization which is responsible for making sure that we have our resources and the supports needed to help bring back vibrancy and to re-energize Southeast Raleigh, because there's a lot of promise there. There's also the health and wellness component, which is the YMCA, that is physically and programmatically connected to Southeast Raleigh Elementary School. And then of course there's the part of the cradle to career, which is the part that Wake County Public Schools is really invested in, which is actually the school model.
So tell us a little bit more about the building. I know I've seen it. It's actually, I know, very different from other schools that we've built because the Y and the school are actually in the same building. But talk a little bit more about that.
Yes, the Y is actually connected to the school, and the school has 4 pre-K classrooms, which is very different from most Wake County schools. But in addition to having 4 pre-K classrooms, those 4 pre-K classes, those students get to stay in the school through their 5th grade year, rather than be reassigned in kindergarten to their base school.
Right. So that you actually get to have those students for 7 years, pre-K, kinder up to 5th. So you really get to have them for a long time and really make a difference with those students and their families. Can you talk a little bit about working with the families?
Oh, absolutely, because that is the model, the premise of the model, these community, and making sure that we bring in our families. We're building strong relationships with them. We believe in strong communication. It's the expectation that our staff makes frequent communication with our families, that our families know our kids. We want to make sure that the awesome resources that we have within the school, such as the rooftop garden, the instructional kitchen, that our families are then invited to use those areas with their children.
Right. So then having the Y physically connected to the school, them being in the same building, will provide those supports for families and for the community at large to use those. I think this is great. I think this is what's going to make this partnership really unique. And talk a little bit about kind of the beginning. I was there in the beginning, but talk a little bit about how the partnership began.
Okay, so about 4 or 5 years ago, there was an organization called Southeast Raleigh Promise, and that organization, along with the YMCA, decided that there needed to be a lot of growth in Southeast Raleigh area. And so with that, they started exploring and researching about communities at large around the nation, and came up with the purpose-built community model, which is about eliminating the intergenerational poverty that we often see in Southeast Raleigh. So with that premise, there were those 3 components of health and wellness, also a housing component, which we're excited to say that in the year 2021 there should be about 120 units built right behind the school, and those students will automatically be assigned to Southeast Raleigh Southeast Raleigh Elementary, and then they'll be able to walk there as well.
Right, and then their families will be right there too, to make use of the resources and just be more involved in the students' education, because they're right there.
They're right there. So it's all about the proximity, and that's what we continue to hear from a lot of the parents, that they're excited that the resources are right here in their community, and it's not far. They don't have to go far to get to it.
So I've been working on your flyer, so I know that we are considering this now an atmosphere of awesomeness. So can you talk a little bit about the awesomeness that we'll see at Southeast Raleigh as it relates to curricular activities or engagement of students?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it will be an atmosphere of awesomeness. Right now we're making sure that our 4th and 5th graders will have an opportunity to have swimming within the instructional day during their PE classes. That's, you've never heard of that before.
You don't hear that in an elementary school.
Not at all.
Right.
We also will make sure that our kids participate. Every grade level will have a garden bed in the rooftop garden, so there will be a lot of enrichment activities that will happen there. They'll get a chance to plant their own food, and then from planting their food, they'll get an opportunity to then take it to the instructional kitchen, which is so awesome for kids too.
Right.
And they have a chance to clean and cook, and then from that point,
And invite people over for lunch.
And invite the Tamanis of the world over for lunch, and then they get to join in, have their parents join in with them. And so, you know, that's where that community piece comes from.
Right.
But in terms of the strong curriculum, we will continue to ensure that our kids are learning the curriculum.
Right.
They will have enrichment opportunities that will help support the core instruction through a lot of what we have to offer there.
Great. Will you be doing work on leadership as well?
Yes, absolutely. We believe in the Positivity Project, which is a program in which our kids will have first thing in the morning. We get to teach them about character development, but then they will demonstrate that throughout the day. So that's where their awesomeness comes into play too.
Great. So if you're interested in Southeast Raleigh Elementary School, there's a couple of ways to be involved in that school. For a student, there are base assigned students who live in a particular area, and then of course those that will live in the housing that will be open right behind the school. And there is a small draw area kind of in the same area, so if you're not assigned to that school but you live in that target area, you can apply. The application process was January 4th through the 30th, but we certainly will be looking to continue to add enrollment to that school through the magnet process.
And what's been so unique about this is that although we're not typically the magnet school that would have diversity as one of its goals, what's really nice is that the students that can apply are only come within the Southeast Raleigh corridors. So we're only there to serve this group of community. We're going to make sure that equitable services and resources are given to our children to make sure that they then excel in their atmosphere of awesomeness.
I love it, an atmosphere of awesomeness. Well, I want to thank, I'm going to call her Miss Holland, and that's not right, but we've been friends for many years. Miss Fenner, for coming in and sharing information about the school. And we will continue this conversation about Southeast Raleigh Elementary School. This is one of the most exciting things that I've been involved in. I'm always excited about magnet schools, but I think it's that the partners were there from the beginning. They were the architects of the program, and so the building allows us that partnership to really maintain itself for years and years, and so we don't have to worry about them kind of dipping in and dipping out, but we'll have an opportunity to work with them for a long time. For a long time. They are so invested and have already started to take ownership because they were a part of the vision from the very beginning. So they're there and they're going to make sure that it's successful because we do know that failure is not an option. All right then, an atmosphere of awesomeness. Yes, very good. Thank you. Thank you.